Happy graduation season, everybody. Have a couple different items here. I'll be showing you how I make two different styles of leis. This one being the closed style. Good for boys. It's got the money lei. This is man, it's your job to go out into the world and make money. And this one's closed off. There's no bow at the bottom. It's just glued on. This one's cool because you can add like a little graduation teddy bear or some kind of little plush. You can either glue it on or clip it on there, hang it. Some more options and utility with that. Good manly one, closed option, closed or open, whatever. And then you also have the open style, which I just figured out how to do this one. And this hangs more like a graduation ribbon. And at the bottom, it has some little bows. And this one's got a little butterfly and some flowers for the ladies, lighter colors. You can choose if you want to have the dominant color on the front or the back. I wanted to go with yellow on the front for this one because most of mine are kind of blue on the front because blue is the primary color. And yeah, I just kind of switch it up just depending on what I'm trying to do for diversity for my customers. This one is definitely a little more neutral, but more for the girls because it's got a gold flower there on the side, a little graduation clip, big blue flower. These ones use 16 ribbons. And then this one, more for the boys, no flamboyant flower, just a couple money leis. Get that money, son. So the closed style is a lot easier. So I'm going to show you guys how to do the open style one. Just made a baby blue. So the length, I'm 6 feet tall. Wingspan probably about maybe an extra 2 or 3 inches. So I just do full wingspan, 2 full wingspans, 3 full wingspans, and then a half. That kind of seems to be the magic number for me. Figure out what it is for you. I think that ends up, it's like 18, maybe 19 feet. I don't actually have to measure this time. I just have to have it be the same length as this one, but whatever. All right. So normally if I'm making the closed style one, I would take this, all right, and then I would do a loop on itself, right? Like that kind one, right? And then easy loop, and then pull it tight. But those are a little easier, and I'm gonna go for the fancier ones, the open style. So I'm gonna adjust this. What you're gonna need to make this thing is a couple things. You got, however you're gonna signify what year it is, 2025. Your craft embellishments. Now, you got these little cute flowers. You got all different kind of stuff in here. Gold roses, a lot of butterflies. Butterflies are real in this year, every year. Just cool stuff you can glue on. You can be creative with it. And you can also do the money fold. Very easy Google search how to fold a money lei. So we'll do all the hot gluing afterward. We're just gonna make the lei first. So first things first, you're gonna give yourself a little bit of extra room on the end. I'm still kind of playing with the magic ratio for that. Now this is gonna kind of pull on you, so I like to give it some slack. I let the slack sit in my lap so that the extra that's hanging off my table doesn't pull this thing out of my hand. So, first thing you have to do is you have a little extra. This is for the tail of the ribbon, the bow, the end of the bow. The last one I made was a little shorter than I normally would because I messed up. So, you're gonna take, I'm gonna move real slow here. I'm gonna take this and kind of make sure that measure these ends so that they're the same on this end, and then just kind of cross them slightly. There you go, like that. And you'll eventually get all these motions. It does take a little bit of practice and finesse to get it. So you take the back of this one and then you loop it through here. Starting this weave off is the hardest part. So if you can start it off, you can finish it. And then I pull the extra back down, right? And I pull it nice and snug. You want it to be nice and snug so it doesn't get all floppy. You can make it floppy, but it just looks kind of amateur if it's floppy, in my opinion. Some people like the floppy style, but I think they're just in denial. And then you take the second one on the back here and looping it behind, pushing back, right? Not pulling it out to the front, pushing it back. You push the back part with all the extra slack through that last loop while holding on to what you had just started. This is going to take you a little bit of time to figure out. It's a lot of things to hold on to, a lot of things to know where to pull, where to lay the pressure. It's not easy when you first start off, especially if you haven't done it before. I would recommend making a couple of the closed style ones at first. I've probably made like 50 to 100 of these closed style ones before I even tried starting the open one. But you can go straight into hard mode, but it just know it's going to be floppier down here. So now you can see the weave is starting to take shape. I've had one, and then one over, and then one over. And as you keep pulling it taut on itself, keeping it nice and snug, you gotta, it's hard to describe, but you gotta pull, like where my thumb is, pull this out and push down. So I'm tightening the weave, but you also have to hold on to this one to keep the whole thing from coming undone. So I try not to tighten it too much until I've had a couple layers in. That's why you have the extra here on the end, in case your tightening doesn't go the way you want it to. You don't end up having a bow that is short staffed. You also want to make sure you're not getting any foldovers if you want to avoid any imperfections. And me personally, I do not like anything that is less than perfect. So I pulled this loop through. There's a little flop there. I'm gonna slide that with my thumb and push down with my finger. Just give that extra snugness. I'm gonna do the same thing for this part. Pull this up with my thumb, push it down with my finger, and get that nice and snug. And then after you've put like 2 or 3 loops, this gets a lot easier. In fact, I'm probably gonna fast forward the video after maybe like 5 of these. But through the bottom, snug it up, snug it up, snug it up. And once you have the little bit of tension from different layers, it's gonna be easier to hold on to this thing. To where these are all good now. You don't have to worry about it. You can tighten up this part later at the very end. So yeah, just basically rinse and repeat this part until the ribbon lei is done. Loop on the loop. You know, this is a little different than how I normally do it. Normally I do it the other way. So I bring the loop facing towards me, but for some reason I did it backwards this way. I think this time because I had this. So like, you can also do it this way, where you bring the loop towards you. Actually, I think that's kind of easier. Or you can do it loop backwards. This is loop forward style. This is actually how I normally do it. But I'm just switching it up on you to make it extra confusing. But I guess this video is just to show you that you can do it either way. But yeah, a couple things to note. The level of floppiness you want to go with. It's all up to personal taste. Obviously, floppy is going to be easy because you got a lot, you're letting it all hang out. If you like this slightly wrinkled look, which I do, I think it shows that your weaves are tight and snug. You didn't just whip this up in a hurry. You made it tight like a tiger, not sloppy and floppy. And that's what, you know, separates the men from the boys. I will say that doing it loop front way is a little easier because you're pulling it towards you instead of facing it away where you can't really see. Oh yeah, and so the ribbon leis will get tangled up. So I like to have one ribbon lei piled up, one ribbon piled up on one side, the other one piled up on the other. Maybe just for the ease of getting the thing started, I did the loop away style because it's easier for this part. You kind of start it off loop away, looping back behind you, and then after you get a couple started, then you like turn it over and do it the easier way. So get it started, hitting it from the back. Then once you're in a nice position, then you flip it over. You got it facing towards you. That's how you do it with the ribbon lei. Yeah, just keep it tug tight. One thing you can note is that I have two different materials. This satin is a little bit thinner than this polyester, similar satin material. The yellow is a little bit thinner than the blue, so it's naturally going to have slightly different properties while weaving. If you have a different sized ribbon lei, it's going to be slightly different. It's going to be more difficult and more variance in which way it pulls. And I'm noticing it's slightly pulling to the left. The blue is a little tighter than the yellow, probably just because of the properties of the ribbon. So what I can do to remedy that is I can just pull the yellow tighter. As I'm going, I'm like, all right, it's a little snug. Just pull this next couple rows of yellow just a little bit tighter. It's fine, as long as you don't overdo it, it's not going to throw your whole design off. You just got to keep it even and don't make the changes super drastic. See, look at this big old floppy. I don't like that. I don't like that big old floppy right there. So I'm gonna make an adjustment on the fly. And just keep going. Keep on weaving. Endless weaving. There are faster ways to make money. But this is so fun. I don't know. I freaking love arts and crafts. I was not a big crafter as a young man, but I did excel at it when I did do it. I excelled at everything I attempted. Yeah, just keep weaving these. Weaving them up. That's why they call it a side hustle. Because yes, you could make a full-time income doing this, but why would you? There's so much faster ways to make money than to weave these painstakingly. But it works. Plus there's the time you got to go to actually sell them, stand on the corner, hustling your product, you know, it adds up. But at this point, it's a labor of love. I did it last year. I had fun doing it. I think next year I'm going to upgrade my crafting abilities and start getting better craft embellishments. Because I'm pretty limited right now. I just got like these little flowers that you see at the store. And that's cool. But I feel like the men are left out. The men don't have... You know how many men scrapbook? Probably not very many. And as a result, the craft embellishment market of masculine hobbies and masculine little doodads you can glue onto stuff severely lacking. So I'm going to use my creative juices next year. And, you know, this year possibly if I can find somewhere that's got like the little glueable doohickeys for cheap. But like, where do you even find that? How did I find the phrase craft embellishments, right? Like, I was like Googling like little things you can glue on for scrapbooking. And I saw craft embellishments. I'm like, okay. I want to buy these wholesale online. Well, it's not that easy. Who sells a bunch of random pieces of plastic things you can glue onto stuff? It's kind of a hard thing to search for. Most of the time people want you to buy like 1 million basketballs or like 1 gazillion tiny gorilla stickers. Something like a bead shop. A bead shop could actually be really cool. You could put like crystals on here. Oh man, that'd be super heady. Don't steal my idea. I'll put like real, maybe some like vines. I was thinking about that today, like some cool plastic, like ivy looking wrap or stick on material like poison ivy, like some little itty bitty Batmans, like Legos or something like that. Just cool stuff that makes it like, wow, this is one of a kind. Because I think next year I'm only gonna do, well, not only, but I'm gonna do less rinky-dink cheap ones and more like premium big high roller fancy ones, and just do the decorating but not so much weaving. Anyway, all right, these loops are getting pretty close to the end here. Alright, so this one's, make sure the length is about the same. Alright, so now, what do you do? That's right. Okay, so you're at the end. All right. So you pull this last one through. So this is what you're left with. Pretty even, given the whole thing. So now I'm gonna take another one. Let's say about that big. I don't know what the exact length is, but I'll make it the same for this one. So if you have an extra scrap piece, that's what these are great for. So if you ever seen how someone makes a pretzel, they go like that. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna do that again for you guys. Hold it flat. Oh man. Hold it flat, bring it up, and cross it over. Basically. And then the same length. You can kind of adjust it with your thumbs. I might have cut this ribbon a little short, to be honest. Yeah, this is too short. I don't like this. This is bad. Damn. Make it this long. Alright. That long. Forgot. So. And then you line this up with that. So, not too snug, but nice and not too floppy either. Just enough. Just enough to make it good. And then you pull the tautness on here just to make sure it's all good. Not too much. And then you put that on there. Glue it down on the back. And then what you have are ears and kind of droop down a little bit. So instead we're going to glue this up there. So up here Not too much glue, otherwise you'll be able to see the glue. There. That's a lot better. So now, take the excess and just cut it off. Looks way better. What I should have done is I should have measured that beforehand. Oh wait, I did. Okay, wonderful. I'm gonna do the same thing again, but the opposite side now. So, magic pretzel technique. All right. Make them about even. Line it up. Line it up so it looks pretty much the same as that one. Looks pretty dang good. Maybe scoot it over a little bit. All right. Looks slightly smaller. All right, that's perfect. Alright, so we got it how we want it to look. Just glue it down. Damn it. And glue it down. Alright, so this is lined up without any flip overs. If you have it flipped over, it's a little booky. So what I'm realizing is if I have it down like that, oh, it's actually close enough. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just gonna tighten these edges a little bit and pull as much tautness as I possibly can. That'll give me an extra ½ inch. Every guy needs an extra ½ inch. All right. So, I have it down like that. I'll move this closer to the camera. It's flush. This one's already kind of flush that way, so I'm just gonna glue them down on itself. And I could make it at a 100% 90-degree angle, but that's gonna give me an unrealistic drape. So I'm gonna make it a little less than a perfectly 90-degree angle. I'm also gonna pull it nice and taut like a tiger. And then simply glue this one on there. See, I made this angle slightly different, but it's fine. It'll line up good. It'll buff, as some of them say. All right, so now I got that. Now I just get the ears nice and Gucci. Deflop my ears. Nice and high up on here. Press them down without any wrinkles. Press them down up here with minimizing the wrinkles. Now getting glue spots. And then trim the edge. It's gonna be slightly off kilter. It's fine. While that's drying, I got my 2025 glue deals. Can't get all the way to the top in one go, so I can get about halfway up, and I gotta glue it down. It just lines up perfectly. And I finish it off. All right. And then I get my 4 letters. Grad 2025. One on one side, one on the other. Maybe throw a money lei on there. I'm gonna go with the gold rose on this one. I really like these roses. They look nice. Gold rose and the blue flower. That's gonna look great. Yeah, maybe gold rose on grad, blue flower on blue, gold rose on blue, grad on, yeah, that's what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like that. And then just start gluing. Visualize, and then capitalize. Now, I'm almost out of hot glue for this one, so I'm gonna slap that on there. Doink. Feed my thing in. I actually have to hold the pressure down with this when I'm starting a new one off, or you can do it like that. I don't know why I did that, but I never slide it around, but I just did it that time. All right, straight, nice and straight. Excellent. And then This one, I like it to be like a shaka's length. About like that long. Yeah. Start gluing. You don't need that much glue, but if you don't put enough glue, the letters will fall off. Especially if you're doing a lot of shipping and, well, not shipping, but like moving stuff around, packing, unpacking a car, loading them on a table, unpacking and repacking them. You know, it wears away on the bond. So I put a healthy amount of glue. Nothing too crazy to where it bloops over, but like that much. And always line it up. You don't want your letters to be off kilter. Unless that's your thing. Now all mine look the same. One of these years, once I get all kinds of cool craft embellishments, they're all gonna look way different. I think that'll be the secret to making them really stand out. And then this little flower there. Oh, you know what? I got something even better. Do I even have them still? Maybe I don't have something better. Maybe that's all I got. Yeah, I guess that's what I got. All right. Oh, no. Oh, what? Yes, I knew it. More graduation hats. I don't know why I combined these. That was kind of stupid. But I need to find the least beat up one. They're all kind of beat up. This one's kind of not beat up. This guy goes on top. Bam. Slapping. And I'll give him. Should I give him this flower? You know what? This one's got this fat ass rose already. It's kind of enough. But you know what? My shit goes above and beyond the call, so I'm gonna give him that flower. Boom! Right there. 45 minutes in. And this is what it looks like in the end. Congratulations, grads. Hangs out to around the belly button. You can make it longer if you want to make it sag hella low. I'm almost 6 feet tall, so this is actually a pretty good, healthy length. Yeah, now you know how to make the hanging style. And this is one I made earlier today. This one. See, it's got some butterflies. Some little butterflies there. Little flower. Little flower little butterfly. And then this is the chunky man style. Money lace. It's the dollar weaved back on itself and tied at the bottom. Anyway, hope you enjoyed learning how to make a graduation lei. Whether it's for your friends, family, or you be getting that dollar bill like your boy Big Money. See you in the next video.